mind when Taylor Wilde beat her as well too.
All right, we're back on YouTube again. Thank you everybody for joining us. Sorry that my computer froze out on us, man. We had a good. It kind of pisses me off. We had a good part one of the show going. We're interacting back and forth. Got a little bit kind of debatable, a little bit heated, and then my computer decides to say "f you" and freezes on me. So thank you everybody for popping back in here, especially with the World Series going on and all that stuff going on a Saturday night. You can always easily not be on here watching us, but we do appreciate you guys coming in here and supporting us and doing everything you can to show us that you support us. And thank you for the heart, super hearts, sharing of the product. Thank you guys. Thank you again for Spees for the super hearts, and I appreciate the support that you guys give us, especially on your show on Monday night. I really do appreciate that. Um, let's
And
touch the
there's
main event of Johnny
okay,
Impact in Phoenix. Because what
yeah.
happened after with Phoenix and the OGs really got me interested. Phoenix and Johnny Impact put on a hell of a main event on Wednesday night, but Phoenix falls short. Johnny Impact retains the title. Phoenix gets attacked by the OGs, and it looks like Killer Cross and Johnny Impact will be facing each other at Final Hour. Killer Cross getting his title shot that I think all of us would finally like to see. Dave, your thoughts of the main event, and what do you think about Phoenix and the OGs, probably with Pentagon as well, in a feud?
Well, next week it's going to be what Homicide or one of the two, the smaller one facing Pentagon next week, I believe. So that's going to be interesting. But yeah, this match was freaking awesome. I mean, this was a badass X Division match for the world title. I mean, that's what this was. I mean, Phoenix, sorry, Grand Metalik. Phoenix is the real king of the ropes. Sorry,
Yeah.
you're great and all, but Phoenix, oh my God, these moves this guy was hitting was unbelievable. I mean, they went out there and killed it. I mean, and it sucks for these guys because only 98 thousand people watched it or whatever, however the percentage goes. I don't know, but it sucks that this was the lowest rated episode ever because this is probably one of the best. At least this match in general was probably one of the best matches in Impact in a long time, and it got that low. If this is on at 8 o'clock, this has probably been a pretty high rated show, I think, but at the normal time slot.
Audubon
But
says
man,
Homicide versus Pentagon next week.
okay, yeah, I knew it was one of them. But I mean, yeah, I mean, this match is phenomenal. I loved it. This took you back. Even their throwback match was pretty good, but still. Um, yeah, the attack, it was obvious, I think, once you seen, oh, I get it now, because they did even mention during the broadcast that, because they did a little video package of Phoenix, and I believe he even talked about Conan being a big influence on him and his brother being like a dad to him and all that. So we knew they kind of planted the seed that Conan was a big influence on them.
Okay.
So yeah,
Look at
I thought it was
Dave
good.
catching that. Look at Dave catching the little things that wrestling does for you. That's a little that's good that you caught that. Um yes, thank you, Jody, for all the super hearts. Adam Ball mentions Gail Kim and Taryn Terrell. I know you're very high on that one as well, Dave.
Yeah, that was a good match. Yeah, but it doesn't top Gail Kim and Kong.
Let's see. Did I miss anything else in the chat? Bailey's NXT win was my favorite women's match, says Spees. Anything else? Anything else? Nope, 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 nope. No, not the IC title. Was when she won her first women's title. Um, let's see.
Alex,
Yeah.
What
what was
about
your
you?
thoughts?
What did you think of the main event? Yeah.
I have to agree with Dave. I'm thinking of how much wrestling we watch like outside the WWE. You look at all that. I'll say it, man. Phoenix is probably, when you think of who's the top high flyer in the world today, I got to throw him up there because we see every time we see Phoenix, I think we all expect like some crazy stuff. Like, he has those certain spots, like he has the rolling cutter, he has these kicks, he does that hop and bounce on the rope, but it's just every time you see it, you're just still going like, holy shit, Phoenix, what's going on?
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, it's crazy. I mean, when he
yeah.
was doing that running in the ring from on the apron on the outdoor,
Yes.
the ramp when he ran in the ring to that, I was like, oh, and I loved when they were matching each other move for move because they know each other so well because they're like family. And the other really quick, the other little tease they did, I liked say, oh, he's like family to me. And if people don't know, Killer Cross was like Johnny Impact's bodyguard in Leech Underground.
Yeah, they're actually really good friends in real life, so it's pretty funny. But yeah, definitely it was an awesome match. And Dave, like you said, it's a shame because you're seeing all this great quality and only 98,000 views. It's not like a 205 situation. Like they're still in the they're still with the WWE. So when you see this type of stuff happening, it sucks. You hope for them because it's like at the end of the day, you're invested in the talent, and I'm excited for Killer Cross and Johnny.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure we'll
sooner or later, what's going to happen is that Impact. If I don't know how long they're scheduled to be on Pop, but sooner or later, these ratings are going to start falling lower and lower, and they're going to start pushing the limit and giving us matches that they probably should have waited for a pay-per-view on Impact because they're worried about ratings.
Can you imagine if they would have put this episode of Impact live on Twitch, how many viewers it would have probably got compared to what it got last night or Thursday night?
Yeah, it's pretty sad that Pop is really screwing it to him right now. If you were gonna rate Impact as an overall show, Dave, because I can't really give Alex his full share because he didn't see the whole show yet. What would you give it, Dave? A solid Impact for Thursday after dark. Oh, also I forgot to touch on the Scarlet Bordeaux bathtub segment as well.
How could you forget that, Tony?
Yeah, I mean.
That's why you got 98,000.
This is what I'm wondering. How far are they going to go with her? Because they already pushed the limit already with some of the stuff that she does.
And that was at 8 o'clock.
And she tweeted out today that she got her first dick video from a fan, which is kind of freaky, kind of weird, and
it's expected.
It's definitely expected when she's kind of asking for it in a way.
Well, because the way she's being portrayed, basically, I mean, I'm not going to say it, but the way she's being portrayed is like she wants all this, That's the way her character is coming off. So, of course, you're going to get stuff like that in today's social media world. But, I mean, for rating Impact, I give it a 4 because I thought it was a solid top to bottom. And next week looks good, too. I mean, we got 2 championship matches. LAX versus, who are they defending the titles against? I already forgot now. But, anyways, trying to get somebody. But it's going to be
definitely not PG, Jody. That's for sure.
A rematch from Bound for Glory. They're going to have Taya and Tessa for the Knockouts title, which I wonder if that main event's Impact next week. It probably will. Oh no, you said the world title's on the line next week, or
no? November 8th. In November 8th. So I apologize, Adam Bomb. I didn't see you guys hit that up on the chat room. I had to scroll all the way up. I can't believe I actually forgot about that segment. Pity on me. I actually agree. Impact was a pretty solid show. Sucks that they're on after dark now, and I touched DX in the chat says, "When will Scarlett wrestle? I want to see that ass." LAX is facing Matt Sydal and Ethan Page, so that should be a good match.
Yeah, a good tag match. I don't think they're going to win, but whatever.
It should be good. Now, I touched on Thursday that it's just weird not doing shows on Thursday, and I know a lot of people are like, well, you can still go live and touch on it on Friday. You can still go live and touch on NXT on Thursday. It's just not the same to do all that. We like to touch on it all as a whole. And sometimes, I don't know about you, Dave or Alex, Friday, you just kind of want to chill. You don't really want to do anything. You talk about wrestling pretty much all week.
Dude.
Raw and SmackDown and Impact and NXT and 205 Live and Mae Young Classic, that Friday you just kind of want to have a day to yourself, that you don't want to talk wrestling possibly. And
dude, and also we work like shit crazy hours, like real world work. Like I work 16 hours a day on a slow day. So when it comes to Friday, I'll shoot a tweet saying, "Hey guys, have a good Friday." But after that, I'm either sleeping or just unwinding. So Friday is definitely a much needed day.
Now, Adam Bomb, that is something to think about. Maybe do some Thursday WWE 2K streaming. I want to get some OBS first on Twitch so you actually can hear the theme songs when they come out to the ring, because if not, you'll just hear silence, and that's just kind of lame. So once I get OBS working on Twitch and all that, I'll be doing more of those type of streams, doing some more games that y'all are interested, like Red Dead and stuff like that. That'd be fun. Since there's
a lot about that lately.
Since there's no Thursday night shows at the moment, and Impact kind of starts so late. It starts so late that I can't even watch it. Like I can probably watch the first hour, and that's kind of pushing it sometimes. But other than that, I don't like to watch a show and then just have to cut off in the middle of it because I want to know what happens at the rest. So, Pop, come on now. Wake up, put the show either on a different time or fucking on a different channel. I mean, a channel, a different day. Or shoot, replay it on a different day. Why not have it show on Thursday and then show it throughout the week, maybe on a Friday or a Saturday?
I think Dave said that last weekend. Like, I would be down for a Saturday night. Like,
Tony brought that up.
8 to 10. Like, I mean, Saturday night we're here to shoot the shit. I can watch Impact right before. Yeah.
Hell, why not take the old WCW time slot from 6 to 8? Would people be down for that? I don't know, but I would be. I don't care. But heck, I would rather leave Pop TV, period, because it's already getting crap now. And from everything I was reading, they make about $20,000 from Pop TV. That's it.
DX, did I watch it live? I watched the first hour of Impact, and then I had to go to bed, man. I wake up at 2:30 in the morning for work, and it just wouldn't have worked out. So I watched probably the first hour, maybe first 45 minutes. But then I also have a DVR. So when I got home the next day, I just watched the rest of it, which I'm gonna have to continue on doing until it's moved to a different time. Let's run through NXT real quick, and then we'll get to. Go ahead. Sorry.
Honorable mention: Mustafa Ali and Hideo Itami killed it in that Fall Anywhere match. It was an awesome match.
Okay.
Mustafa Ali won. I will say this, and I'll leave you with this: his shoulders weren't down, but I'll just say.
Now, here's my thing: best wrestling match of the week.
Oh, yeah, I would have to give it. I mean,
that's
tough because
I would say so.
Yeah, I guess you would. Hey, it's close because I think Phoenix and Johnny Impact killed it in that match. But
oh man, now I just want to see like Mustafa Ali versus Phoenix.
Yeah, but it was a great
match. Nico Impact got 98,000 viewers. Not very good for that new time slot. So it's not looking good right now for Impact on Pop. So all right, so you're saying Hideo Itami, Mustafa Ali, no holds bar match of the week. Definitely go check it out if you can. Go out of your way and watch it.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, I still don't like the short 2 freaking matches on the freaking show, but whatever.
Okay, all right, fair enough. I did not see 205 Live this week. I will definitely check it out then.
Mike Kanellis.
Yeah, that was Mike Kanellis.
That was good. He did good out there. I was wondering how much they were going to use Maria because in the past we've seen her used a lot on ROH and other places. She's always like, we've seen the gifts. All of us have seen the gifts, so come on. But I mean, yeah, it wasn't used to that extent, but she did get involved a little bit. But yeah, Mike Kanellis looked good. I mean, he looked good out there, and looks like he might be actually getting used correctly. And please get this Lucha crap party off my TV. I'm so sick of these guys. I love what Nigel calls them. The loser party, I think he said.
What's up, Bliss, man? Haven't seen Bliss in here in a while. What's up, dude? Red Sox fan, I know it's coming in here because I think the Red Sox pulled off the upset. Or not the upset, but the comeback.
Oh, they're up 8-4 right now.
What the fuck? When I came on, they were losing 4-0. Wow, that's crazy. So yeah, definitely go out and check Hideo Itami versus Mustafa Ali. Murphy versus Ali is still my favorite from 205. That was a great match. That was such a great match. But Murphy and Ali, that was such a great match. I'm actually surprised that Alex said that was match of the week. I thought he would go with Impact and Phoenix.
Yeah, but you can't. I mean, it's not fair to compare because they got a gimmick. They got a gimmick match.
There was a stipulation match. It was just my most enjoyable. Like there was some.
The spots was crazy. I mean, Mustafa Ali flying off those freaking tables. I mean,
some of the big spots you would see in the past on main WWE shows. Like I know, like one big spot was like AJ doing a 450 splash off the ropes onto Dean through the table. Yeah. You're seeing stuff like that on these 205 matches. So,
but that's probably the problem.
Definitely there.
That's probably the problem with 205 Live too. Like you just mentioned it perfectly. Oh, we see AJ Styles do a 450 through a table. So why would I want to tune into 205 Live if I can watch AJ Styles do it on SmackDown? It's kind of that. But I will say a beef I have with 205 Live. What the fuck was the point of that 5-way match last week? They basically said for a championship opportunity or whatever.
Well, see, if you haven't looked on Twitter lately, Drake Maverick tweeted to Tony Nese. Someone mentioned it to him, to Drake, and I think it's going to be Drake has something against Tony Nese, that he's going to try to hold him back from that title shot as long as he can, because he even said something. I can't remember what he tweeted out,
but it made no sense. It was just like a throw. Even Texas Kid match, like a meaningless match, because it really was. It was a great match last week. That
Texas Kid for life.
I know, but he did make a good point though, because it was kind of meaningless to have that match last week. Because you're just gonna make it Nese and Ali now for the number one contendership. I mean,
probably.
That's what they said for next week. So that's going to be their main event next week is Nese and Ali for no more contenders shot at Murphy, because they don't want Murphy versus Nese because it's two heels and that's not really going to sell well.
There he goes. This is what he said. I remember I mentioned that the winner of the Fatal 5 would put them front and center as a top contender. Let's congratulate Tony on finally cosplaying a top contender after 2 whole years on 205 Live. He's on the winning streak of his life, people. 2-0. Damn.
I mean, no offense, Drake. You haven't been doing anything since coming to WWE. Let's be honest. So, but what's your fault? You know what 205 is missing? They need just a hot feud. You got I really think they had something special with Ali and Murphy, but something that people are talking about. Give me like something like a Ciampa Gargano, something like a Becky Charlotte, something that's so hot, like you kind of have like they're fighting on Twitter, they're posting videos, like all this. You need something to really say, like you need to build a program around 2 people and just let it go, like let it be the biggest thing.
But it's so hard to do that with 205 Live, how they tape it
30 minutes before I agree,
but I think the hottest feud lately, honestly, has been a Tommy and Ali.
Yeah. If you know, and I think Ali is someone they're definitely. I do think his time is going to come, because all the big stuff is really involving Ali. Like Buddy Murphy versus Ali, they had a nice feud going on. And you have this Ali and Itami stuff. Like, it's good, and I love that video that Ali did in the rain, like talking about this path and like him building up that match with Itami.
Yeah, you know what I want to see happen? I want Itami to get off of there and like open challenge on SmackDown. Itami answers Nakamura's challenge. Give me that match.
Sorry, buddy. If Itami leaves 205, it's to go back to Japan.
I know, but how cool
it'd be fun
to see Itami and Nakamura. I don't think they've ever had a match before. If they did, it was really early on.
Yeah. So, but no, there's definitely great match qualities. If you just want to watch just straight in-ring match quality performances, 205's putting out some good stuff.
Red Sox fan says 205's lacking talent.
Yeah.
Look at all the other companies' junior divisions and look at WWE's. It's sad. But here's my thing: is Red Sox fan, you say that, but if they went out after your guys like Zack Sabre and Ospreay, and just to name a few of those high flyers. I know for one, you won't like that in particular. And for 2, I don't think people want to see those 2 guys. Those are just good examples on 205 Live. They would want them on the main roster. You know what I mean?
That's one reason Ibushi didn't sign with WWE, because he didn't want to just be known as a cruiserweight.
And to be honest with you, it's going to be hard for 205 Live to gain star power in general because of what people's mindset of 205 Live is. It's the B show.
You know what? You need to take that 205 Live off of the show and just name it something else, because that way you're not limited to only.
Yeah, when you limit by weight division, and when you look at the main roster, you've seen people like Finn Balor go for the Universal.
Right, Sabre's not a high flyer.
AJ as your WWE champion. I love both of those guys, but by definition, they technically can be on 205 Live. So it's like that weight division. It does hold back. We're not in 1996 WCW anymore.
You want star power? Put Balor on 205 Live. I'm telling you.
Yeah, but you got Maria Kanellis there now, I mean, you could add another woman to that show, and you could possibly have them feud like that. I won't be surprised Dana Brooke shows up there now, but
Put
still.
Balor on 205 Live. If they could, if Balor has the positive mindset that him being put on 205 Live is going to help him out and help that company or help that show thrive, I think, man, imagine Balor on 205 Live. I think it would be maybe a must-see show every week, but he would definitely bring something to that show, I think.
Oh, yeah, of course. He's a big star. I mean, yeah, imagine AJ Styles on that show. I mean,
AJ could go to 205. He's 205. So
or like, what if like a Gargano or
oh god, yeah, Daniel.
I can see that.
I like I said, I think Gargano's more likely to go 205 than Mick.
Yeah, he really is.
I'm sorry.
Not anymore. Hey, but you know a good wrestling too. We also got to mention NXT UK because that was another phenomenal episode this past week.
I didn't watch this week's, but I'm definitely going to catch up.
No spoilers. I didn't watch it this week.
But it was a good show. They put on some. It was a really good one.
Let's get into NXT.
Let's get into we have predictions still to do. We're hitting almost the midnight hour. So again, thank you everybody for joining us. Chad Gable, that would be another good addition to 205.
Oh, Gable definitely needs to go.
Balor in 205 is going to be disrespectful to him. Yeah, I know. I feel like.
Oh yeah,
Balor. Chad Gable is one guy none of us have mentioned on 205 Live, but by God, he would be a great addition to 205 Live. But it just sucks that people they have that mindset of 205 Live being that, I guess, B show, if you want.
No offense, it is.
Or the minor leagues, if you want to say that, of the WWE.
It is though.
It is though, Tony.
Yeah, it is. It's
not a show that goes on for 45 minutes. Like, it's great. It's great matches, but when you, in the big picture of WWE, it's like the C show if you rank it.
Yeah. It's like below Superstars. So we had NXT. We had Undisputed Era make their way to the ring. Cole says Fish is back, and they are 100% now and are putting the entire locker room on notice. And to just look at what they did to War Raiders last week, Cole wants his North American Championship back and wants his rematch for the title, in which then EC3 of all people interrupts and makes his way to the ramp, in which he says he doesn't deserve a rematch. And we get Cole versus EC3 to open up the NXT show on Wednesday. What's up, Budweiser? Welcome to the show, man. And EC3, I was shocked to see him win against Adam Cole. Of course, he gets the beat down afterwards. Alex, your thoughts? Does this lead to anything with EC3, or do you think this is just a match to keep the losing streak on Cole's end?
Well, I mean, it's hard, right? Because like EC3's, he kind of needed a win here because he hasn't really been doing much. He got beaten by Lars. He hasn't really been doing much since, and you know, it works with like your classic stables. Like, look back in the 90s, you'd have the cocky guy saying, "Come on, let's do it," and then EC3 gets the roll up, and when you saw this match, you were like, "Yeah, 99% EC3 is getting his ass whooped." Like, I'm sorry, like now EC3, you've officially entered what I call stupid baby face. If you win against the heel stable leader, run away. Just run. Don't
roll out of the ring and leave. Yeah.
So with that said, I will say this though, I'm not the biggest fan of how Adam Cole's been booked overall since being, yes, he's undisputed. Undisputed is fun to watch, but overall he's not really had the strongest booking. Yeah, he got the NXT title, but even his run was not really anything memorable. He didn't really do much. With that said, I hope they keep doing this with Bobby Fish, where he's just like, I just tore my right ACL. Now I'm going to hurt everyone else. I'm going to tear everyone else's like right knee now. Like that, that ironic beatdown on EC3's leg. And I don't know. I don't know if this is a way to like keep EC3 off for a bit, like, because let's be honest, they don't really have anything for him. It's too stacked of a roster. There's just too much going on that you could do. So I don't really know where they go with this. We'll get into it later, and I'm biased because I know the tapings, so I don't really see anything else coming out of it.
The only thing I can think of is as I know there was rumors of Pete Dunne possibly being injured. So Is this possibly maybe them inserting EC3 and in the mix instead of kind of pushing Pete Dunne to the side since he's hurt, and they're gonna put in EC3 because they have nothing else to do with him. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens, and I know next week we'll see the War Raiders take on Fish and Cole in a tag team match. So Fish's first match since his injury, so that should be a interesting match itself. What about you, Dave? Anything out of this first opening match that you saw?
Yeah, I thought it was okay. I mean, it's just I think we have with Undisputed Era, we have 3 of the best wrestlers in the world. I mean, those 3 are phenomenal. I mean, and they have Adam Cole. But
oh god.
That's not a personal attack. I'm just not a fan of Adam Cole. Calm down, people. But yeah. But I still think he's not far from being kicked out of this group. Undisputed, like Cole said, Undisputed Era is NXT. I think that was a key little Easter egg right there. I think Undisputed Era in general will always stay in NXT.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, I think that would be a cool way to do it. Kind of like they're the NXT, and you kind of have new members leaving or whatever. I do think 4 is too many for this group, so I think someone gets kicked out.
Oh, I was ready. I want more. I was ready for EC3 to just put on an Undisputed shirt.
I thought we were going to be like, I thought, is he about to take over Undisputed Era as a new leader? They just kick out Cole, but yeah. Well, you know what? It's interesting, and he lost, so EC3 was kind of like weird to see him just come out for no reason, but it was interesting because I don't think we've ever seen this match before either, so it was kind of cool to see. So, EC3 got his ass kicked, and then like they said, Fish going crazy. I mean, so it's interesting how
I love Adam. I just love Adam. Yeah. You're crazy, bro. You're crazy.
I like, man. This Undisputed Era is definitely very entertaining on NXT.
You know who just killed it for me? Kyle O'Reilly.
Yeah, the faces he makes, man.
The air guitar, just the way he is, like. We'll talk about the backstage segment with Regal, but he's just hilarious. But yeah, Undisputed. Whenever Undisputed is like in a match where there's no shenanigans, it's just pure wrestling. Holy shit, you're gonna get some great matches out of those guys.
Yeah, and Wednesday night we had Mia Yim make her debut on NXT as well. Quick thoughts on that, Alex?
I mean, I'm happy for Mia Yim. I'm glad that she's finally in the WWE. I mean, she's been in the wrestling world for a while. I mean, the match itself didn't really do anything for me. I mean, if you were to just put aside if you're a fan of Mia Yim or not, like as a debut, it was kind of underwhelming. But it just, I have to say, guys, like the NXT women's roster is like ridiculous right now. Like the talent they have. Yeah. I mean, you have a future top star and Dave's favorite Bianca Belair. Lacey Evans is another heel coming up. I mean. On Mae Young, like it's clear that Rhea Ripley is going to replace Shayna Baszler as the next like badass of the women's roster. Then you have Io Shirai, Toni Storm, all these. Sorry, Candice, I don't see anything happening for you. You have all, but there's so much talent. There's so many possibilities of who you want to put in the title match. So it's just exciting to look forward to. So hey,
there's gonna be someone because this roster right now is unbelievable. It could be the best it's ever been.
Yeah.
And there's gonna be someone who deserves it is not gonna be the women's champion who should be, but it's just crazy how stacked this women's roster is. And I wasn't a fan of this whole little thing with Mia Yim because what we seen in the Mae Young Classic was a completely different Mia Yim. Yep. It was this badass. She was just, I'm done being nice, and I'm just a bad.
So yeah.
And then we see the interview. I'm so happy to be here. I love everyone. It's like,
I'm wondering if they're gonna do that for a while, and then Mia, little by little, is gonna start showing more heelish tendencies, and then
Chelsea Green too. Yeah, that's another one.
Yeah, Chelsea Green's there, and she. If anyone has a chance, watch that Pentagon match. That was a lot of fucking fun.
Was it?
Yeah, it was pretty good. I know some of us. I know like not everyone's a big fan of intergender matches, but in terms of just a highlight to see Chelsea Green, like I got to say she's better than her other half. That's for sure.
So we had Cassius Ohno also in another squash match, but the news out of that is Matt Riddle makes his in-ring debut next week on NXT. So you're going to probably have to assume Cassius Ohno will be lurking in the background.
Speaking of lurking, the star of NXT, Nikki Cross.
Yep. Tony, we forgot to talk about it, but I think it's really important. The last few NXTs have felt like a Raw is War type of thing. Because, like, think about it. From the beginning, it opens with William Regal talking to the security saying, Alistair, like, your job is to make sure Alistair comes sees me before he gets out there. So they're already setting they're foreshadowing the main event. They're already setting the stage. And like we just said, Nikki Cross comes out to see Cassius Ohno. It was the main storyline that was set out throughout the whole show. It didn't take away from anything else it was putting in, but it kept you in the back of your mind saying, I need to be here at the end of the show because something is going to happen. Not, oh, you guys just gave us a 30-minute 6-man tag match long, and then at the end, you're going to give us another tag team match. Like, it's just like, all right, whatever. But this is kind of give me that Attitude Era vibe. It's like, holy shit, I need to know what's happening. Something's going to happen at the end. Something has to happen at the end where they're building.
It was like Vince McMahon telling security, do whatever you do. Don't let Austin get in the building. You know, it was just like that.
It was.
And he just go through everybody. Yeah, it was great. I mean, it was fun. It did feel, to me, NXT is really starting to feel more like a Raw or a SmackDown now. It really is starting to get that vibe, and I don't like it a lot how they do. But some of the stuff they're still doing is good. But that's why I think NXT UK is so good right now, because it's giving you just the straight wrestling.
Yeah. But you know what? Hey, man, NXT is giving their storylines, they're just hitting it out the roof. Like, it's kept you intrigued for sure. I mean, this is probably the best whodunit WWE storyline they've done in a while, I'd have to say.
Yeah, and it was cool to see Nikki Cross kind of being in the forefront of it and getting involved a little bit. And I'm kind of curious to see if this leads up to anything with Nikki Cross, maybe with Aleister Black, or does she just kind of move up to the main roster from now after this whole storyline is over?
I hope she doesn't, because it's
Later, Zadabon. Thanks for joining us, man.
She's finally getting her own spot, and she's finally shining right now.
Appreciate you monitoring the chat.
The most she's ever shined like crazy. I mean, when she came out during that Cassius Ohno match saying, like, he's here, he's coming, and it was just like, it was great.
Yeah, they did a really good job with it. Now, let's get to pretty much what happened at the end of NXT, because Alex kind of touched on it a little bit, where William Regal kind of said, if Aleister shows up, let him see me first before he goes out there and causes havoc. And boy, did he cause havoc. He shows up, takes out the security guards, heads straight to the ring, takes out Lars Sullivan, grabs William Regal, and basically is looking him straight into the face, wondering who did it, asking him who did it. William Regal has some type of weird-looking face. Aleister Black turns around and gets super kicked by Johnny. Why, Johnny? Why? Johnny Gargano seemingly turns heel, seemingly seems to be the one who attacked Aleister Black. We kind of mentioned it last week of who kind of turned on it, who was the one who attacked. We mentioned Johnny Gargano. I know I mentioned Candice maybe being the one that attacked him. Dave, what did you think of how it ended up showing on TV, and your thoughts of Gargano being the guy who attacked Aleister Black?
I like it. I mean, I think we all speculated and said, what if it's Johnny turning heel and joining Ciampa again? I mean, it seems like they could be going that route. I mean, even some of them, I was great. I enjoyed it. And one of my favorite parts is Ciampa tweeting about the stuff with it. This is great. He's like, I'm so proud of you, Johnny. You gotta just, sometimes you just gotta DIY it. Great.
Bro, like, Johnny, you want to glorious bomb Alice? You and I should glorious bomb Aleister.
Yeah.
I like when he put out that a few days ago. He put out this little statement on his on their little Twitter about saying, like, I never hated Johnny Gargano. I hated what the Johnny Wrestling thing stood for. And so now you're finally Johnny Gargano. I mean, so it seems like I wouldn't mind heel DIY reunion. I mean, I know a lot of people like West Side fan hate these two, but you know what? I'm kind of interested in it. I like it. I mean, I can't wait to see where this goes. I'm excited, more excited for NXT than I have anything else going on this weekend.
The one thing I'll give Red Sox fan credit, and he makes a good point, and he says that the reason why he thinks it's silly is because now really WWE doesn't really have NXT doesn't really have a top babyface.
Yeah.
You know, they don't really have you could say maybe Matt Riddle, sure, but he hasn't really had a cup of coffee in the WWE. He hasn't really done anything yet. Sure, he's going to be a fan favorite, but like we said, he hasn't done nothing yet. Gargano was the fan favorite of NXT. This guy was super over with the crowd. Maybe you could throw Alistair in the mix, but
I see Alistair more as like the anti-hero character.
Yeah, but this is what makes NXT so great. They're not held to a standard like a Raw or SmackDown.
Yeah.
They can do whatever the hell they want. Of course, Vince has to approve it, but you can do whatever the hell you want, and you can turn your top guy heel, your top baby face. Like, you're not going to see that you're not going to see your top guys on Raw and SmackDown turn face. You know, like, I mean, forever so long people want to see Roman or John Cena turn heel, and you're never probably going to see it. But here, it doesn't matter because it's NXT. And, I mean, so it just doesn't matter what they do there. And what makes it so great is because they can kind of give you those Attitude Era elements to NXT. And that's what they're kind of doing.
It's surrounded by Undisputed Era, Ciampa, and Gargano. Yeah, it's a good point. Now, I'm curious to see if Gargano actually gets full-blown heel heat or if it's going to be those mixed reactions. So that's going to be interesting to see if that happens next week if he's on the show.
You know, Black's not going to be there that much longer. And then where do you go from there? I mean, Gargano and Ciampa can stay there forever if you want to. That's what kind of hurts NXT right now, I think, because all these guys eventually get moved up. If Triple H is ever given a roster and this is your roster, we're never going to touch it, then he could probably really do some good stuff with it.
All right, now, Tony, would Riddle be over as Gargano? What do you think? Will Riddle be as over as Gargano, Alex?
They're two different characters. Johnny Gargano's an underdog, like small guy babyface, and Matt Riddle, yeah, he's a bro, but he has a MMA background. I mean, for as limited as his UFC background was, he was undefeated, so he has that badass fighter streak to him. So they're two different characters. I wouldn't make a comparison.
Yeah, you can't compare it because Johnny was a guy who started on the indies wrestling all over the place to finally get a big break in the WWE for NXT. I mean, that's the big difference.
Like, Johnny Gargano is like supposed to be that 20-minute match where like he's like on the losing end and like the crowd's getting into Matt Riddle. When you see Matt Riddle and you see how his character is, that's a 5-minute, he's going to beat the shit out of you or make you tap out. Like, he's a badass. I think that's what they're going to go for.
Do you think it's a fair comparison to consider Johnny kind of an NXT version of like a Daniel Bryan when he was white?
I mean, they've been saying a lot of people have been making those comparisons since earlier the year. So yeah, no, Dave, I agree. That's definitely, I think, the first name when you think.
So
because people see something in him, they see like they relate to Johnny Gargano and how he is on Twitter with people when he says, "If you see me, feel free to come up and say hi." He doesn't care. You know, that's the big people see him and they like him as a person. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do with him as a heel. I mean, because it's going to be funny. I'm interested in this, but it is what it is. And congrats, Red Sox fan. The Red Sox just won.
What did you think of it, Alex? Did you think it played off well before we get to our predictions of Evolution?
Yeah, no, it was, like I said, it just felt like an Attitude Era. I mean, Black for the first time in a while, like, looked like a badass again. Like, the way it was done. I love when the door opened, the security guard came out, he just got black masked right away. Yeah. But no, Alistair looked intense. He was like running through the crowd. And man, if he did not crack Lars Sullivan's jaw before, he probably did this time because he just clocked him. And I just love like when he like got in Regal's face, like, where is he? It was like the Batman. He's like, where's the trigger? And so, it was fun. And then I don't know, for all my movie nerds, I'm sorry. I know it's supposed to be a serious moment, but Johnny Gargano just looked like Peter Parker from Spider-Man 3 when he went emo for half the movie with like the dark hair, and he's like, it was me. And it was like, I was just waiting for him to be like, it was me, Alistair. And it was good. I mean, props, you know what? You can't say you called it. I know some people were like, yeah, I knew it was Johnny, but he wasn't it's Johnny. It's something different. It's not a Ciampa. It's not a Velveteen Dream. And like Dave said, I'm curious to see where they go. Do we get a heel DIY? Personally, I think this is a way to prolong the final Johnny versus Ciampa match. I think you're gonna have like kind of like how Daniel Bryan joined the Wyatt family in a way. Like he's showing heelish tendencies. Ciampa's gonna come out and say, "This is my best friend." Like he's seen the light, and it's gonna build to that moment where Johnny like the crowd's like, "Johnny, come on, Johnny," and Johnny just snaps in his face, and then you have Gargano and Ciampa.
What if they don't go that way? What if they go Ciampa and Gargano kind of leading the charge in NXT, where you give Ciampa Gargano the North American title, and Ciampa helps them win it, and they're walking around with the two biggest belts in NXT.
Yeah, I mean, you would, and like we said, like Tony said earlier, like for that, like you kind of need a new face. I mean, Velveteen Dream, he's a future star. I mean, but he's not really there yet for me. But when you think about everyone else, like a top baby face is definitely going to be lacking.
Yeah, so we got to see what happens in the next couple of weeks and who will be the new baby face.
Best scene though, what made it work for me is Nikki running out saying, "He's coming, he's coming."
Yeah, and he sure did wreck some hammock when he showed up. All right, Dave. Before we get to our quick reactions of the Mae Young, because we have to get to these predictions. What did you think of NXT 1 through 5?
I think it was lacking a lot of like some in-ring stuff. There was a lot of stories going on.
Yeah.
So for that, I didn't think it was really that good of a show for that. I mean, for one big Aleister Black story kind of took over the show. So I'd give it like a 3. I mean, it was enjoyable, but other than that, I wasn't interested in most of the show.
Okay. Alex?
I'll give it a 4, just because this is the stuff that got me into pro wrestling. Like that, yes, I agree. The in-ring, there could have been a little bit more, but that intangible factor says, I need to sit down and watch. Like, if there's an in-ring match, I'll watch it, of course, but I'm more likely to kind of move around, go on my phone, check my emails, whatever. But this was like, no, I need to know what the hell is happening. Like, I don't know if they're going to, yes, they'll probably pull it in the main event, but what's going to happen in between? Like, that's what should engage you. That's what should keep you as a fan. So I enjoyed the shit out of it, so I'm giving it a 4.
Okay, I'm gonna give I'm gonna give NXT, as I charge my iPad, I'm gonna give NXT a 3. Like I would kind of agree with Dave. The in-ring was lacking, but I still enjoyed what we got at the end of.
Yeah, the end was great. It was entertaining, but other than that, it was like you were just waiting for that all night. That's what you're waiting to see when we're gonna see it. You knew it was gonna be the end. And it was good, but to me, the rest of the show really wasn't that good.
All right, so quick thoughts on the Mae Young Classic, Alex.
Yeah, it was good semifinals. I think though that with now hindsight, I think reading everything, I think Tegan Knox was actually supposed to go over. Because at one point, like during the commentary for that match, you could tell Cole they were like kind of struggling. It looked like this was a very last minute match put together. So there was that. But if you have a chance, I mean, tomorrow's the big match. But Toni Storm versus Meiko was awesome. It was a Japanese style match for sure. It was like a slow build up, but man, towards the end when the tension was building up, the crowd was so into it. A lot of fun. I think Meiko is still the MVP of the tournament. The crowd absolutely loved her. So, I was happy to see her. I don't think this is the last time we see Meiko in these type of events. Happy for Toni Storm getting out there. So there was that. And after that, I was like, look, I love Io Shirai, and I love Rhea Ripley, but Rhea Ripley's young. She's like, and wrestling wise, she's young, but I was like, ooh, follow that. And they did. It was good. I mean, Rhea was the bully. She was the big time heel. She was beating down Io. Io made her comeback. There were some great spots. I mean, Rhea sold amazing. I think all I do is talk about Io, so I'll talk about Rhea. She's gonna be big. She made an impact in the tournament to establish herself as the next top bully heel of NXT. Kind of what Shayna Baszler's doing right now. I mean, she's got room for improvement, but she's so young. She's like half of these a lot of these talents that you're seeing, like the Casey Cantazaros and Rhea Ripley's and all that, they're like Tony Storm. They're like 21, 22. I'm like, what the fuck was I doing when I was 21? Holy crap. So it's definitely exciting. Spoiler alert. I mean, I don't think anyone was surprised with the finals, but it's going to be Io Shirai versus Tony Storm. And I'm gonna try and keep my expectations minimal because, you know, I'll say this just like I did for AJ Nakamura. Anytime Io and Tony went at it in Japan, it was awesome. I think it's a question of how much time they'll get tomorrow. But spoiler alert, I know we'll go into predictions, but that's the match I'm looking for.
All right, quick thoughts, Dave. So we get to these predictions.
You didn't watch it.
Oh yeah, I didn't watch it.
There's my quick thought.
All right, fair enough. Well,
That's quick thoughts.
Though with Alex, I think Miko. I didn't see the match. I think Miko was like the star of this whole tournament.
Yep.
Zia Brookside is 19 years old. Yeah, she's
you'll see she's gonna be in a couple Mae Young Classics to come. Definitely.
Yeah, she'll probably. I definitely will be in next year. All right, so let's finally get to these WWE Evolution predictions. Long show tonight. That's why we're going to be moving the show to a new start time, probably starting next week. So let's get to these. Oh, someone's echoing over there. Let's get to these matches for tomorrow night. There's 7 matches for the Evolution card. Remember, this is a 3-hour show, so it's going to be interesting to see how long certain matches go. So we have Ronda Rousey, Nikki Bella for the Raw Women's title, Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair for the SmackDown Women's title, Kairi Sane, Shayna Baszler for the NXT Women's Championship, Toni Storm versus Io Shirai for the Mae Young Classic, Trish Stratus and Lita taking on Mickie James and Alicia Fox, the Battle Royal to find out who will be it gets a future shot at the world title. And we got, last but not least, the 6-women tag match, the Riot Squad taking on Natalya, Bayley, and Sasha Banks. Before we get to our predictions, Alex, which match opens up Evolution?
You mean Stephanie doesn't open up Evolution?
Well, after Stephanie, of course.
I'd have to go with the Battle Royal.
Okay, Dave, which match opens up Evolution?
Yeah, I could see that. But if I was going to go and pick something different, I would say why not let Lois Shirai and
as a hot opener?
Yeah, let them open the show.
We were breaking up there. I didn't get you.
Shirai and Toni Storm.
Start the show off super hot then. That's what you're saying. Get the crowd super going. All right. My prediction for the opening match is Kairi Sane, Shayna Baszler.
Okay.
NXT Women's Championship match. All right, so we're going to go last to the top because it's kind of how it should be, by least important to important matches. So we have the 6-women tag match with the Riot Squad.
Tony?
What? Well, I'm just being honest. It's
the honesty that kills me because it's so true. Okay.
We got Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Natalya taking on the Riot Squad. Dave, what do you got?
I don't even care, honestly, but I guess I'll go with the faces.
All right, Alex.
All right, gonna try and care, but yeah, let's just have the faces hug off. I don't care.
Yeah, because didn't the
Riot Squad win last week or whatever?
Yeah,
yes.
So it makes you think of faces.
Yeah, let Sasha get her win.
All right, everybody. Historic Battle Royal. Who do you got, Dave?
Jeez. I don't know who said this Battle Royal, but I guess everyone who's not wrestling in singles matches or tag matches. Shit.
Well, let's go to the intro scene, and I can get you some of the Battle Royal contestants. We got Tamina. We got Molly Holly, Carmella, Naomi. We got, I think, Medusa. Mandy Rose, the Iconics. Who else is in there? Ivory's in there. We got Asuka. We got Nia Jax. We have Carmella. We have Ember Moon. Who else is in there that I can see? Oh, and Tori Wilson is also in it as well.
Kelly.
I think we can eliminate any legend to win this. Obviously, no point in it. Just for shits and giggles, I'll say Nia Jax wins.
Okay.
Are there going to be any NXT like Bianca Belair, Candice, Lacey Evans? I know they said they're going to bring them on the show, so I don't know.
Well, I can barely hear you.
Yeah, you're muffled.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're good now.
I was gonna say, like, didn't they say they were gonna bring like NXT on the show? Like, did they, I guess, say like Bianca Belair or Lacey Evans or anything?
I'm not too sure. I know some of them made the trip, but I'm not sure if they're on the show or not. I'm sure they might.
So wait, you're telling me if Bianca Belair doesn't win, her streak is over?
Oh God, I forgot how they do streaks.
That's right. Yeah. So who do you got, Alex? Who comes out?
You know what?
It's a future shot at the World Championship.
I'm gonna try and stay positive, and I'm gonna go with Asuka. I'm gonna just say this is their reset for her tomorrow, but we'll see.
I hope so.
Who do you guys think will be the final two? I have Asuka and Ember Moon for a little moment.
Oh, okay. I like that little moment.
Raw,
there.
and you get a Raw versus
Bliss?
SmackDown as your final.
I'm gonna say Asuka and a legend, probably like Ivory or something.
Asuka's gonna kill Tori Wilson.
Or Kelly.
Yeah.
Or Kelly.
Yeah, Kelly. Oh, but can you imagine one of those two blondes taking
Kelly,
this?
or Kelly, Naomi, and Lana are all going to be the final, and they're just going to have a twerk off, and that's how.
Yeah, they're probably gonna do like the fight. It'll be like a Kelly
God.
and Michelle McCool and all them just doing their little. Oh yay, we love each other.
All right, so let's get to the tag match. Trish,
Tony.
I'm sorry. Wow, someone's echoing a lot. The audio. So whoever's moving around, stand still. Trish Stratus. Who do I have? I said. I think it's gonna be Asuka as well. That audio. Someone's messing with their headsets. Tag match. Trish Stratus, Lita taking on Mickie James and Alicia Fox. Originally supposed to be Alexa Bliss, but it's out. We talked about it last weekend. Concussions.
Get it out.
And she has been taken out of the match. So it's Trish Stratus and Lita taking on Mickie James and Alicia Fox. I think this makes it more obvious on who will win. Dave, quick prediction on this.
Yeah, before I would say maybe a Team Alexa wins, but now I think Trish and Lita win.
I agree with you. What about you, Alex?
You know what? Since I don't give a shit about the match, I'm just gonna fantasy book. I still think Alexa Bliss is somehow going to get involved. Oh, can you guys hear me, by the way?
Yeah, a little bit better, yeah.
Okay, how about now?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, I think, like I said, I don't give a shit about the match, so I'm going to do some fantasy booking. I think Alexa Bliss is still going to get involved without taking a bump, and she's going to cost Trish and Lita the match because I do feel like WWE still wants to try and get to that Trish versus Alexa Bliss match, so I can close it up for like later down the road.
Now we can't hear you.
Oh, sorry. How do I sound now?
You're good.
No, I was just saying I think Alexa Bliss costs Trish and Lita the match, so that way they can still build Alexa versus Trish down the road.
Losing you.
Yeah, we keep losing you. We keep going in and out.
All right, give me 1 second. Go ahead, keep talking.
Okay, so let's move on to Kairi Sane taking on Shayna Baszler for the NXT Women's Championship. Kairi Sane, the champion, Shayna Baszler, the challenger, getting her rematch from her loss at the last, I believe, takeover. Dave, who do you got? Do we see a new title winner tonight between the two?
This to me is a lot like what Alex was saying. Is a lot like AJ and Daniel Bryan, because this match to me has been booked poorly, and I just really not interested in it at all. But you know, I will just because of who it is and who else is in the main event. I'll say sure Shayna wins. Just because her buddy's in the main event too.
What about you, Alex?
All right, how do I sound now, guys? I should be good.
Yeah, you're 100% better, man.
Before I was just gonna say Alexa Bliss costs Trish and Lita the match, so that way they can push Trish and Alexa later down the road. With that said, Dave, I think Shayna's going up to the main roster soon, so I think Kyrie retains.
Okay. Kyrie retains. Yes, Nico. We will be live after Evolution to do the post show right after Evolution goes off air tomorrow night. So everybody who's watching Evolution tomorrow, jump on here afterwards and join us in our post show and interact with us.
The reason I think it goes the other way is simply because I don't think they're ready for her on the main roster yet. But also, if you have Shayna lose twice back to back, it kind of hurts her a little bit. So, I mean, we'll see if they go that route, because look what they did with Asuka. They never had her lose at all, and they just went her just straight to the roster. But, I mean, it's different. But I don't know. I just don't think they want Shayna losing back to back, so maybe she stays a little while longer till at least after WrestleMania or whatever when they bring her up, likely. Because you could still use her.
Survivor Series.
Yeah, Survivor
I mean,
Series.
You could still have NXT Women's Champion, 4 Horsewomen. I don't know if that match is even going to happen, honestly. Because how could they book that with the WE's version of that when 2 of them hate each other?
And it would be fun if, like, you had this time Becky leading the charge instead of Charlotte.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. You need to go. The new setup is fine. We had a mess up earlier, and I think Alex figured out what the audio issue was, so we're good. The audio issue was not on my end, asshole. Let's go. Yeah, for once. Yeah, for real. Let's go with the most anticipated, one of the most anticipated matches on the card. Toni Storm taking on Io Shirai with the Mae Young Classic final match to find out who will be the Mae Young Classic winner. Dave, who do you have coming out on top?
I know a lot of people love them some Toni Storm. I like her too, but Shirai's taking this.
Okay. Alex?
Yeah, I have Shirai. Not just because I'm biased, but also because I think Tony's going to be more emphasized in the UK division.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. I think I'm going to go Toni Storm just to be different. I think Toni Storm will be over. People are not leaving. First off, Red Sox fan, it's 12:30 in the morning. We've been going live for almost 2.5 hours. We've already hit 1,000 viewers on both shows. People aren't leaving. The show's going a little bit long. So we just got to work on that. Next show will be more time consuming and better planned out. We just had a mishap at the beginning of the show, and I think that just kind of took things on a long turn. So again, everybody, appreciate y'all staying with us and chatting with us.
Plus, we're covering more too.
Yeah, we're covering a lot more. So we'll figure out a way to make it to where it's not a 2.5 hour show. That's our apology. We do appreciate everybody staying with us and throwing out those super hearts and regular hearts. Appreciate all the support you guys give us. What's up, Young Graf? How you doing tonight, my friend? All right, 2 more matches to touch on. We're going to go with the least exciting match, I think, out of the 2. Which is Ronda Rousey taking on Nikki Bella for the Raw Women's Championship. This is pretty much easy. We all have Ronda Rousey winning, right?
Yeah. So basically, Nikki's gonna run around. Bree's gonna stuff some tissues down her chest and do a twin match. There's gonna be a twin magic spot, definitely.
Oh yeah.
Can you imagine if they went that way and Nikki actually beat Ronda? Which I don't see.
Oh my god!
Can you imagine if that happened?
Reaction for everyone if Nikki beats Ronda Rousey.
Oh god, that would be something. And it could happen with the twin magic. It could happen where you know what they could do was have them win, and then they do the old. Let's take it to the replay, everybody. Stephanie McMahon comes down there, tries to get over with the fans, and. No, we're not going to have this at the first historic women's revolution or whatever the hell it's called. We're going to have this match. We start the goddamn match.
And then get all the women out there ringside. We need a yes chant after.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask everyone this, even the chat. Does every match on this card need to have a clean finish?
No.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, I think it does, because especially if you're going to do historic. Remember what happened with Money in the Bank? People blew up about that when Ellsworth helped Carmella win. I think
that's a totally different story, though.
What?
When you have a man winning and all women or helping a woman, you know what I mean? That's a little different story.
Oh, guys, I really could see James Ellsworth being in the Battle Royal.
Oh, jeez.
And if he wins, I'm dead.
Imagine that.
But to me personally, I think it does need to have clean finishes for the whole show to make it keep it where you want it to be, a historic event, and not have no black eye on the event where it's like, oh, so and so won because they cheated. Disqualification. Oh, Nikki Bella or Ronda wins by DQ. I mean, I don't want to see nothing.
Come on, DX. That was a great Stephanie McMahon impersonation. Come on now. You know that was pretty good. That was probably the best I've ever heard. I'm just kidding. That was pretty bad. All right, let's get to the end. Becky Lynch, Charlotte, last woman standing match. They have been playing this feud off very, very well. It's very intense, a very heated feud between these two ladies. Alex, who wins?
Just first off, fuck you, WWE, for calling this the first ever last women's match. Asuka and Nikki Cross had an amazing last women standing match. Whatchamacallit? I got Becky.
Dave?
Yeah, I hope Becky wins. I don't want Charlotte as champion, and I agree with Alex. There's good luck topping that match because that match was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Well, to their credit, Becky Lynch and Charlotte are gonna have way more time than Nikki and Asuka did in their match. This is a 3-hour pay-per-view with 7 matches.
Dude, they got close to third. Nikki Cross and Asuka got close to third.
Well. And honestly,
okay, all right. Over or under right now? Over under? How 20 minutes? Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair.
I actually put it at 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I would do. I'd say 20 minutes right there about. Yeah.
I think it's going to be over.
I hope so.
I wouldn't mind.
But also, you have to make it interesting, right? Like, just because you have 30-minute matches doesn't mean it's going to be fun to watch. Well, exactly. I'm not saying it won't be, but I'm hoping so.
I actually have Becky Lynch retaining as well.
Question, just for fun, do we see blood?
I
really want to make this historic. Do we see blood?
Maybe because Ronda freaking accidentally hits her.
I don't think we'll see blood unless it's accidental.
Have a Austin Bret Hart moment. Just do a bait and just don't tell anyone.
Shit, that'd be fucking crazy.
No woman on that roster has that kind of clout, or is that Bret Hart?
No, the only one that does is probably Rousey.
Yeah, I don't know.
Rousey could probably outgo. I mean, she'd probably get a little spanking in the back, but I don't think she'd get any type of repercussions where she'll be suspended or anything like that.
I think that was completely different because Bret Hart was who he was back then.
So definitely. Different times.
And Bret pulled that off perfectly.
The $1 million question, everybody. Will they introduce women tag titles at Evolution? Yes or no, Dave?
I think they might hopefully announce something like coming soon because I don't know if you guys seen this on Twitter, but there was rumors that at Raw this past week, I think it was, they were passing out signs to fans that hold up that were women tag titles.
Right.
Signs. So, I mean, maybe they announced like a tournament coming.
What about you, Alex?
No, yeah, I think in that opening where Stephanie's patting herself on the back, I think they may unveil the titles.
Okay. Now, last question before we end tonight's show and join you guys in about, 12 hours, 15 hours for WWE Evolution. What match will be the match of the night? What match will have everybody talking at the water cooler the next day?
Do people still talk at water coolers?
I have no idea, but yeah, we'll just use that metaphor. Dave?
I mean, I think it'll be different for other people, but for me, the match is Shirai versus Toni Storm. To me, that's the match a lot of the wrestling hardcore, maybe people will be tweeting and talking about, but yeah. I mean, that's your new water cooler Twitter. But yeah, to me, that's the match right there.
Okay. That you predict that to be the match of the night.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Alex?
Yeah, it's kind of hard because in-ring quality, I'm going to go with that match. But I think the hot match that I think you're so invested in, I think everyone's going to be talking about, I'm going to go with Becky and Charlotte.
I agree. Becky and Charlotte, I think, will be the match night. And I think they're going to do a crazy spot. I think they're going to do something crazy. Maybe not to the drastic move of a ladder suplex, I think, or something onto the table like Asuka and Nikki Cross did. But I do think it's going to be a pretty intense and crazy match. But Tony Storm, Io Shirai, I wouldn't be surprised if it's match of the night by far. Definitely going to be a very entertaining match.
I think it was where it's booked too. If it's booked really early, it might be easy to forget. But if it's booked somewhere in the middle of the card, it could very well be the show stealer. Because a lot of times you book a really good match to start the show and you forget about it going forward.
Yeah, and you don't want those two matches back to back because then it's going to be like a question of like they're going to be.
Can you
like,
imagine if any of those two matches are anywhere near Ronda Rousey and Nikki Bella? I mean,
you mean in terms of how much he cares about? Yeah, then that would be amazing.
Yeah, I already asked you the opening match, so I wasn't about to ask you that. Never mind. So, all right. So it's going to be an interesting show tomorrow night. So everybody, don't forget.
Oh, wait, sorry. Last question.
Go ahead.
It's a little bit not obvious, but more likely. What's closing? The Last Woman or?
Oh, come on now. Rousey.
Yeah.
Now here. All right. Last question. Then till we in tonight's show. Since Rousey's going to probably be the main event, where do they place Charlotte and Becky Lynch?
Oof. You know what? Now that you said it like that, I think they're going to do the Last Women, unveil the tag titles as an announcement, and then do the Rousey and Bella.
Okay. Dave?
A segment in between.
This reminds me of the old days when you had, we have it now too, but okay, now I guess when you have two world titles. One world title main event, one world title. I know I said the Mae Young Classic would open the show, but I would not be surprised if they open the show with this just because they like to do that. They used to like to do that a lot where you have a world title match. You'd have two world title matches, and one opens the show and one closes the show. So I would not be surprised if that ended up happening.
That's a good point because I really do think they don't want to. They want to keep they don't want to take away from Rousey and Bella, even though, come on, but they want to minimize that as much as possible because they know people are pretty much just going to be talking about Charlotte and Becky.
I absolutely agree with you. So don't forget, we'll be live tomorrow night after Evolution's off the air. I believe Alex, you'll be joining us.
Yeah, man, it should be. I don't know what to expect tomorrow, but you'll hear it from us tomorrow.
We'll be live tomorrow night. Hope everybody can join us. Thank you again for the support. Again, sorry that the show kind of went long tonight. Sorry that the last show went out. We do appreciate everybody who comes in here and supports us on a daily basis every time we're live. And we'll be live tomorrow night. So Mr. Stone Cold Stunner, Mr. Budweiser, Peckinrod, Adam Awesome, Bliss, Alice, Kevin, Marcus, Zeke, Jew Gotti, Chris, the Captain, Bliss, Jody Mania, Red Sox fan, Bob Aruski, Adam Baum, Spees, Juanito, Jeffrey Cross, everybody who popped in here and said hello. Thank you so very much for the support. It's going to be an interesting WWE Evolution tomorrow night. They didn't really do a good job promoting it. I think we did a better job promoting it tonight than the WWE did. So we hope everybody can join us tomorrow night. I think OBS just crashed again because oh, no, we didn't. We're good. And, yeah, we'll see you tomorrow night. Any last thoughts before we end tonight's show, Alex?
Get some sleep, guys. We've got another 3-hour show, but hopefully, regardless of, like you said, regardless of how we feel with the booking, it should be enjoyable. There's some matches definitely to look out for tomorrow, and we'll see. Because after that, then it's Crown Jewel Friday.
Oh yeah, we will not be doing a post show on Friday, but we will be on it on Saturday.
We'll talk about it Saturday.
Yeah.
I also want to give some time to just read all the Twitter reactions and then comment on that.
Yeah, definitely. We'll try to pull up some of the good tweets from Crown Jewel on that Friday. Thank you again, everybody. Thanks, Peckinrod. Thanks, Budweiser. I appreciate everybody. Again, thank y'all so very much because this show went long tonight and a lot of you stayed for the whole damn show. I really do appreciate that. When I'm done basic training, you guys got to catch me up. Jugati, hit us up on Twitter. Keep in touch. And we'll try to keep you as informed as we can on what's going on in the WWE and NXT. So, again, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you, Alice, for the compliment. Hit that follow button if you're new to the show. And, Dave, any last thoughts?
Yeah, I don't think we can go live early next Saturday because isn't that the Jericho Cruise?
Are you guys
Saturday?
Yeah, we're going to figure something out. We'll figure something out. Thank you guys. Appreciate everybody for the kind words. Yeah, we're gonna watch some of the Jericho Crew stuff on the Fight app. We'll probably touch on it on Saturday night as well. So we'll figure something out. So you guys enjoyed the ending of the nights with the nice ending song tonight. Thank you again for the support. Thank you again. If you haven't, jump over onto YouTube and hit that subscribe button. We're almost at 90 subscribers, and if you feel like possibly donating to us, you can check out our Patreon. If not, we do appreciate all the support you give us. Have a great rest of your Saturday morning, evening, whatever have you. Have a great Sunday, because we want to see you Sunday night for Evolution. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for the support, and we will see you guys tomorrow night.
Peace. Yes.